Welcome back to Add It to the List podcast, a podcast where two friends are going through a never-ending imaginary list of movies with
Evelio.
and Larry.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I broke.
It's fine.
It's all right. So the reason why I'm laughing is because
First time.
Larry, right before we recorded, he's like, "Oh man, I really suck at this intro," and I said, "Man, you got to get better at it."
Confirm in the comments.
Yeah, and every time he switches it up, every time, like not even.
I can't make it.
No, it's funny because I don't know where he's going with this. So I'm just like waiting for my cue.
And it's worse. It's worse in this one because it's the first time where we've recorded and both of our wives are in the room.
Yeah, so they're laughing at us hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today on this episode of Added to the List podcast, we do have people in the background. They're probably not going to make any noise.
In the studio.
Oh, no, they make noise. We got my wife, Monse, Carlos, always present, but never
heard. Never seen.
And Larry's wife, Christine. They're all here. They don't want to be on the actual screen or heard, so just so y'all know, they are here. So if you hear any noise, it's probably one of them.
Yeah.
But as far as today's episode goes, we will be talking about one of my favorite things, because I literally told them to make this episode, and it's 90s sports movies.
Yes.
Specifically, there's 6, right? 6 in total?
Yes, 6 in total.
The Mighty Ducks 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Sandlot,
mm-hmm.
The Big Green,
mm-hmm.
and Little Giants.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just make sure that I had all of them the correct ones.
Yes.
This one, I'm typically I like to ask you what were your favorite, and then go from there. But because I already know, I want to go ahead and ask you what's your least like out of the 6.
The Big Green.
Easily,
100%.
I figured. I threw that one as a curveball because I've always wanted you to watch it, but again, it's horrible. It's something that I knew most people don't like.
Yeah, it's a horrible movie.
I love that movie. I was happy when Disney Plus got it.
I'm so glad it's not on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's not on Blu-ray.
It doesn't deserve it.
I think I have it on DVD.
It doesn't deserve that. They should have left it on VHS.
Oh man, no! This movie is amazing.
It's a horrible movie.
I love this movie. You know, to the point. This is how bad. I'm gonna tell you right now.
The whole plot of the movie is country kids with a British teacher.
Yeah,
that's the whole plot.
Learning football.
And you trash on Scooby-Doo.
I don't trash on Scooby-Doo. I just say exactly what it is.
I'll refer you to the last episode.
It's a cartoon.
Watch the last episode.
I don't think it was trash. I'm just saying it's. But okay,
you say
we're going back to Scooby-Doo, and what I'm saying is in the Big Green, you know, since it was a movie, this you're right. It is basically here in Texas, which is funny because when I watched this, I was in Florida. I was in Florida when I watched this film. Well, and then when I came to Texas, I thought there was a legit city. This was a legit city, and like even to like last year, bro,
it's not.
I looked it up. It doesn't exist.
No, it's a fake story.
Yeah,
about people who no one cares about.
Yeah, I care about it. I like it, man.
It's horrible.
I understand.
We have 2 classes: the little kids and the big kids.
It's hilarious. And that's hilarious to me. And then the little kid that's always at the junkyard for no reason.
The only thing that was good about this movie was Larry's visions.
That's the only thing I like. Your name.
No, because I loved how like wild it was. It's like one time it was knights and it was ninjas, then it was zombies.
It's literally all it was the name of the team that he was playing against.
I didn't realize that because I hated this movie.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I thought maybe I have fondness for this film because of Juan.
Juan was cool.
The illegal immigrant in the film.
No, he wasn't. His mom was.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was his mom. He was
basically
they basically try to say he's an anchor baby.
Yeah.
But either way, I thought it was a really, I don't know, maybe it was, again, nostalgia. I understand a lot of people don't like it. I think my wife doesn't like it, but me and my sister Erica and Marby, they know me and Hilda watch this like crazy. So I can sit here and say
the cheesy 90s sound effects were nice.
Weren't they when they were running the
yeah that was nice.
Then the step in the cow turd.
The only thing I liked about this movie was the 90s sound effects, Larry's visions, because I don't know why I like.
Well, there's some, and then there's some redeeming factors in that case. Then,
and then I'm gonna give you something. I'm not gonna yuck because all of
you said worse about other films.
Oh no, I hated this movie.
But that's fine. I'd
rather watch Pan's Labyrinth without subtitles.
But that's the whole point of this film. Like the whole point of this is that we have to watch films and see if you like it or not. It's
the only thing I like,
because at the end of the day, like we know we're completely different dudes.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and ever want to be like, hey, I want to watch a Scooby-Doo film, but I know you. Yeah. You go out of your way to find them. I literally have heard you go out of your way to go look for a Scooby-Doo film.
Hundreds of dollars.
And I get it. Like that's for you. That's your cup of tea. But for me, it's just definitely not. And this is a movie that I know for sure is a lot of people don't like List, but it's okay. I like it, and that's all that matters. So
Stop
I get
calling them midgets.
That part was hilarious.
That was it.
That part was hilarious. But I grew up with this dude because he was in Police Academy, and then he's also in this movie called Short Circuit, which I know neither one of the two you've watched. But I grew up with him. He's funny. He was '80s. He was in a lot of '80s films. That the cop. So he's actually really really funny. And then of course you had. All these kids were from like all these other 90s movies, right? So you had like two of them from the Sandlot.
Ham, right?
Yeah. And then you had Squints. Squints was in there too.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. So like when I find out about stuff like this, and I love the Sandlot, which is another film that we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I liked it. I liked the film. I can watch it over and over again, man. I remember my dad is a pyromaniac. You know this. Everybody in this room knows this because my dad loves burning things. Damn near almost burnt my house.
Yeah.
And and it's okay. Like that's his thing.
Don't hire him as an exterminator.
But he likes burning things that we don't have too much use for. So he burnt all my VHS tapes, like old VHS tapes, since I already had like a whole bunch of DVDs and stuff like that. So he was like, oh, well, you don't need them anymore. And one of those VHS tapes was the Big Green. So I don't how I just said, I think I have it on DVD.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure. I don't even think I have it on DVD. So when I finally saw, which you heard me count down.
He was excited for months.
Yeah, for the Big Green to come out on Disney Plus, I was like ecstatic. And even then, since then, I've watched it at least like
don't
5,
think
6
it was
times.
A big announcement or anything. No one actually cared about this movie.
I searched it.
They had it on the catalog, and
I searched it.
It was it just had like when it would be released. Yeah. I'm using the wrong hand again.
Yeah.
When it would be released.
Yeah.
And he found it and was like, "Oh,
I counted down. I counted down. Yes, my wife hates it. And I will watch it anytime she leaves the room.
You and I are the only two that have watched that movie on Disney Plus.
No, that's not true. I know a few other people that aren't my sisters that have watched that film.
Maybe Mario Lopez.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe I haven't even asked him. I haven't even asked him, but I do know other people that literally I saw them post. Actually, that's how I found out about it. Is I saw someone post that they looked it up and it was coming, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's real. This is actually going to happen, and I got really excited. So it's not just me, but again, I grew up with this movie. You know what I mean? So I have fondness for it, and I understand you don't like it. That's fine.
Hate.
So what's the next one?
Oddly enough, The Little Giants.
Really? See, all right. So let me explain this now that he mentioned it. The Little Giants is the only film out of these 6 films that he chose.
Yeah.
So this is funny to me.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, basically, you like that less than you like the movies, the Ducks, and the Sandlot.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So what exactly is your favorite part of the Little Giants? Why did you bring? Because you brought it up.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot about it.
I haven't watched The Little Giants in a while.
Yeah.
I didn't rewatch it for this, which was a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, no, I definitely I remember most of this movie. Like we were talking about it. I didn't actually rewatch it either because most of the time I don't watch these films again.
Yeah,
but I do remember it enough to where I can talk about it, and I thought it was I do think it's a really good '90s sports film in the sense that like not only do you have the girl
Icebox,
which was cool because like for me as having sisters, I thought that was dope that they had a girl.
And she's a badass.
And she's a dope chick, man.
Badass.
I hate it that they put her in a cheerleader thing because like that was like just off character, but at the same time, like it's cool that she came back with like, yeah, I'm a chick and I'm gonna beat all these dudes' ass.
Yeah.
What was the Spike? The guy that was like pulling around a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Like, yes, this movie has like really dope redeeming factors for like that side. But more than anything, Rick Moranis.
Yes.
Like, Rick Moranis in this film is like...
He makes a movie.
Yeah.
He makes a movie.
Hands down. Like, one of the best movies that I can remember him, other than, like, of course, like, Ghostbusters and stuff like that.
And for me, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I was about to say, or the Honey, I Shrunk the Kid movie.
The cockroach scene in that movie.
Yeah, you know...
Gave me nightmares forever as a kid.
Oh, we're going to have to talk about that, because I have some questions for you on those movies, but I don't want to bring it up right now. But for sure, Rick Moranis is in this movie, and then you have the other team dad.
Yeah, I
forget his name. Oh, it's Married with Children.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember his name.
Ed O'Neill, I think is his name. I'd be lying if I said positive. But basically, he's also hilarious. Like where he's just beating this dude down for being the little brother that didn't play football. Yeah, and like it was just such a perfect jerk role.
Yeah, I mean it's a great movie, but
not I'm not up to par. Because I'm kind of surprised. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I love the Mighty Ducks films. Yeah, I love the Mighty Ducks films. I can watch them again. These are movies he's caught me watch over and over again, and my wife again has to watch them with me over and over again. And I'm not gonna lie, I probably would put D3 maybe underneath the Little Giants. Oh no. Yeah, because I like the Little Giants. I like it enough to where I can say it's better than D3. Because D3 was definitely the most subpar of the Mighty Ducks films, in my opinion. And again, this is coming from a huge Mighty Ducks lover.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that yet. But the Little Giants.
No, I'm just saying, I'm surprised.
I was surprised. I was surprised.
Me too, because I've been telling this guy since I can remember, since I met him.
I'm not gonna lie, it was close.
Yeah, I've been telling you to watch the Mighty Ducks, all three of them, for the longest. Yeah, for the longest, to the point where, like, okay, again, we're gonna go back to this guy's a huge collector, and I
don't have the Mighty Ducks.
He doesn't have them, and he refused to get them at one point because he was like, no, because then I'm gonna have to watch them eventually. Yeah, and now he watched them, and it's kind of
now
funny.
I have to have them,
and now he liked them.
I'm gonna buy them,
which is dope, at least for me.
After we quit filming this, I'm gonna buy them.
Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, and I get it, because how many times have I like literally been this close to buying, and I never actually pulled the trigger? And I love the films, but it's hard for me because I have them on DVD, and I don't think it's really worth buying. The upgrade.
With my luck, as soon as I buy them, because you can only buy the Blu-ray from Disney Movie Club, as you want to pay $50 a piece. Yeah. So for me, with my luck, I'll buy them from Disney Movie Club, and then they'll get a 4K release. Yeah. Then I'll have to buy them again.
Yeah. But so that's my little yes moment. But I'm gonna go back to the Little Giants. So
the Little Giants, I was surprised that it didn't come out on top because I played football. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. I'm from Texas. Yeah, and I'm large. Yeah. Of course, I was pushed to play football. Yeah. And I played football, and I enjoyed football. I played baseball too.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like baseball.
I can understand it.
I didn't like baseball. It's not my thing. Yeah. But I mean, I did play, but I don't know what it was about the Sandlot. I do know what it was about the Sandlot. It was the end with James Earl Jones.
Anything.
Once they brought James Earl Jones in at the end,
you weren't expecting it, weren't you?
No, not at all. I knew he was in it because obviously '90s his name came up at first, and I was like, "It's like where is he?" I thought he was gonna be like the voice of the dog or something. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
it was the '90s.
I got you.
So when James Earl Jones comes in and he got, he's the player that got hit by a fastball and he's blind, but he still has all this like memorabilia. Is that what we call it?
Yes.
It's like the fanatic stuff.
Yes, he has a whole bunch of memorabilia, yeah.
I'm not big into sports.
Wait a minute. So now hold on. We gotta put a little pause on this real quick. Because you completely threw off what I was expecting you to say. So can you go, worst we know is the Big Green.
Big Green is bottom.
Okay.
Then we have Little Giants.
Okay.
Then we have Sandlot barely above that.
Okay.
The Ducks movies are all my top 3.
Really? Okay, yes. I'm completely surprised.
Yeah.
I can only imagine you watching them. That would have been dope.
I was really excited.
Really? That's
After
cool.
the first one, I got really... She knows. My wife got home because she got home.
Yeah.
After I had finished, the first one?
Uh-huh.
And so she started watching the second one and the third one with me.
Yeah.
And they're like 2-hour movies.
Yeah, they're kind of lengthy. Yeah.
So she got home around 5:00, and she was expecting me to be like, "Oh, let me turn this off and we'll go get dinner."
Yeah.
Or like we'll go cook dinner, we'll go get dinner, whatever we're gonna do.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna finish the trilogy.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's dope. Okay, so now you named those 3 the top 3.
Yeah.
But what's your number 1?
Man, we haven't finished that.
I want to. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm excited. You guys. I'm sorry.
D2.
I got it. Yes. D2 is always going to be the best. I got
D2, D1, D3.
Yes, that's my order too.
Yeah.
That's my order too.
D2 was just...
That's dope. I'm excited. I'm sorry. I know I went a little off. That was my fault. I'll blame it 100%. But it's just, you guys, I've been telling this guy. It's the same thing, and I'm having the same feeling over what movie was it that you bought? Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, Surf Ninjas.
I've been telling this guy because I do throw him curveballs. Like I understand The Big Green is not the most pleasant film to watch, but I threw it in there because it technically is a '90s sports film, and we're trying to get at least about 6 films. So that's one that I could remember that I wanted him to watch. Spot. Yeah, so we were trying to get in there. So hearing him say this is like the dopest thing I've heard.
Because that's not your order. You would put Sandlot in between 2 and 3, or 1 and 3.
For me, like my favorite film of all time will be The Sandlot.
Above Mighty Ducks.
Out of all of these, yes, The Sandlot is hands down to me.
Really?
Number 1. Then D2, D1, and like I said, Little Giants, D3, The Big Green.
Oh wow!
And I love The Big Green. But so I'm not saying I hate the film. I just
no, understand. Just in this set of movies.
Yes,
ranking them.
Correct.
I feel like that's important because I feel like when we give rankings, people assume that we hate
that the last movie. I know. It's kind of weird.
It's never hate. Oh, sometimes it's hate.
Yeah, because you hate
in this situation. It's hate
for you, but not for me
entirely.
But not for me. Not for me. So it's dope. I'm just happy to hear that you liked it.
So I was pissed at you when I was watching The Sandlot.
Why?
So I watched The Sandlot last night. And this is the second movie. I'm a dog person. My wife's an animal person. She loves all animals.
That's like ranking it really low. Like she's way up there. Like, yeah. So,
like to where I thought my wife was gonna jump out of a moving car to snag a kitten that was in the road.
And I can picture her doing it.
Yeah. Yes. If you know her, it's
yes. She's by far one of those. I hate to say it, but one of those people. And it's not a bad thing. She's
emphatic about animals like vegans are emphatic about plants.
Correct. She's it's a dope thing, but to most people it would be like, whoa.
We have 8 pets. Yes. Let me put that into perspective.
Yes. So hold on. So let me get this straight.
This is the second movie.
Yeah.
That you've told me to watch. Where I thought a dog died. The first one was the first movie that I ever actually watched that you told me, and it was the John Wick.
Oh, yeah.
And the dog did die.
Yeah, that one did die.
And I texted you because I was pissed. I was like, why would you make me watch this with my wife? You know she loves dogs.
I'm sorry.
I love the movie.
But it's because, in all fairness, like, I know it's coming. I know it's not going to happen. In John Wick, it's a whole different series. I really didn't want to get into it because I do want to watch.
No, we shouldn't get into it.
But in all fairness, like, it's a big redemption show for that. Like, I think it plays to that. Like, this fool gives perspective onto like people like Christine, where like dogs are not just these animals that you just destroy or
they're
whatever.
Not things.
You know, like this dude completely emotionally attached because of what happened to his wife. Same thing with the Sandlot. I get it, like, but this one didn't die. It got hurt. And because it got hurt,
got mushed by a fence.
Like it gives you the feels. Even for me, I'm not, and you guys know, I'm not the biggest animal lover of all time. Like,
you're not really a pet guy.
I really don't like pets or anything like it.
You think they're cool over there?
Yeah, they're cool at his house, not necessarily at my house. You know,
yeah, this guy doesn't come to my house because of the dog.
but what I'm getting at is, I thought like y'all would appreciate the fact that like, okay, so like everybody's terrified of this dog, like hugely terrified of this dog. And then when it gets hit, like Smalls, he gets up and he basically humanizes this dog. Like, hey, he's hurt, please help. And he's crying. And I know if you had watched it as a kid, like I had watched it, it would give you the feels.
Oh, it gave me the feels last night.
Yeah, so like it's an emotional scene because like this dude, like the whole movie, they've been terrified of this dog, and no matter how terrified they were, like they wanted to help. He wanted to help, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, and I thought you would appreciate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do it to like, hey man, like you know, I'm not gonna hate this, but
her mom has a bull mastiff.
Yeah,
which is the type of dog.
Yeah, beautiful dog.
That's in this.
Hercules
movie.
Is amazing, ain't he?
Yeah, Hercules is a bull mastiff.
Yeah.
So when I see the dog get mushed, I think of her mom's dog, who's like 11. So she's old, real old.
Like Hercules.
No, because Hercules, they said lived for like 199 dog years.
Yeah,
she's not that old.
Yeah, I have a feeling that that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, I mean it's a fictional dog.
Yeah, but
they lie.
But definitely, like you could tell. The dog is older. Like just when James Earl Jones is talking about it, you could tell the dog.
Pin is super old for a bull mastiff.
Yeah.
So when I thought of her and I saw it get smushed, I was really mad. I was like, why would he make me watch this?
But then it goes on and you appreciate it, right?
Yeah, I like the movie. Like I said, it's number 4, but only because I really like the ducks.
That's good. And I got something to ask you about the ducks in just a bit, but I want to continue on the Sandlot. The Sandlot to me was like a huge thing coming up for me. Like it was like to the point, and I know my dad, anytime I could get, because I loved playing baseball as a kid. And in Florida, it was kind of like the only pastime we had. And of course, after this movie, it was like even bigger.
Yeah.
So then any baseball that I can get my hands on, bro, I would sign Babe Ruth, like they did in the movie, and give it to him. And it's the cutest thing because, again, you know my dad. And instead of being like, like, this is stupid. Yeah. Like, oh, thank you, mijo. Oh, it's got to be worth a lot of money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it plays on the feels for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Even Carlos looks in touch.
Yeah. So it was always
He's really feeling cute.
It too. Yeah. It was always really cute. And it's funny because I'm going to tell you right here, right now, my dad still has some of those balls.
I was going to ask.
He still has some of those balls. So you can only imagine.
Yeah.
I love this film. Oh, I can watch it over and over again.
Yeah.
So that to me is why it's number 1.
Yeah.
But number 3 in your case, you said was still D3.
Yeah, it was D3.
Okay.
D3, I feel like it was one of those movies, like we've talked about so many times, that...
This one was, it's directed, just so you know, the first 2 were actual movies.
Yeah.
The third one was a directed DVD.
Yeah. And I feel like because of that, they couldn't afford Emilio Estevez as the main.
Yes, pretty much.
And I feel like that's why this one failed. And not failed, but failed to meet the par of the Ducks.
Correct. Like it was missing.
No,
Gordon
don't
Bombay.
get me wrong. It was touching.
Yeah, it just missed Gordon Bombay. Because even when he came out at the end, that's what you needed. At the very end, he comes out and it's like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Anytime he would come by and he would be like the lawyer, like, oh, yes. You just get a little glimpse of him. I get it.
That was enough. And they only paid him what they, like, just a little bit to do that.
Yeah.
And it was great. And don't get me wrong, the story about the coach and how he pushes his daughter on the ice because she's in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
and that's why he quit the pros.
It's cute.
Very touching.
It's cute. Yeah.
Very touching. Got me in the feels. Hit me right in the heart.
Yeah.
But
you can't be too much of a dick to shit like that.
I mean, I can.
What?
I can.
Yeah, you can. But I'm saying like it's kind of hard because it's the little girl's in a wheelchair and he's,
Yeah.
But I want to ask you the reason why I came up with I wanted to get close to the D3 movies because to me it's definitely the least of the three. But probably because of the exact same thing. Gordon Bombay was missing.
Yes.
What's it called? Hans was also like he needed to be more. You know what I'm saying? Like he needed to be there. Of course, I think at that point, I don't remember if he had already like passed away or something.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think he died in the movie. Yeah. I know that for sure. Yeah. And it was, oh man.
Gave you the feels? Because at that point,
he hit me in the feels again. Yeah. I was already attached. Yeah. And then when they bust up the Hans jersey. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. It's still a good movie. Yeah. I'm not dogging it by any means, but I definitely do think it's the worst one out of the three. But I want to bring what you mentioned up, which is perfect timing, man. Because I've been wanting to ask you since like yesterday or 2 days ago. It was announced that the Mighty Ducks series is coming out.
I saw. I'm curious.
With Gordon Bombay.
I saw.
Rehashing his role.
I saw. I'm curious.
I'm excited.
But now I'm depressed because I'm thinking about Hans.
I'm excited because he's essentially Hans now.
Oh.
He's essentially Hans now.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah,
bro. I wonder if
Emilio Estevez is like timeless, but man, he's
yeah, you can tell he's in rough shape. He is Charlie Sheen's brother.
Yeah, oh man, he got the better mentality on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, not total cokehead.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm interested to see because really the first episode is what intrigues me. Yeah, the rest. They're going to do, I can imagine they're going to do cameos and stuff like that.
Oh, man, Charlie? Charlie's going to come?
I hope so. If they
don't. It Jesse, Charlie, the main three that came out on all of them. Oh, Goldberg ain't going to come out. You ever heard of him? He's like doing bad, bro.
Really?
Yeah, he's like homeless with like meth teeth and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, matter of fact, my wife just showed me he just got pictures of like 1 year sober and he's barely coming back. Like you can barely tell it's him.
Well, maybe that's why maybe they're going to bring him back after all.
It would be dope, man.
Maybe they paid for his rehab.
Goldberg was like the funniest character in all three of them to me.
Goldberg is hilarious, but man.
Okay.
I'm still thinking about Hans.
I know. Hans was a huge...
You depressed me.
I'm sorry, dog. The ketchup thing was always the hilarious part to me.
What I want to know is what happened to Gordon Bombay after. Like, after the Ducks. Like, what happened to these kids?
I'm assuming they're eventually... Because at the third one, they mentioned that he's a lawyer again.
No, he's not a lawyer. He's like He was a lawyer for them against the school. Okay. But what he was doing was... For that same company, he was he was like over all of the coaches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like, I can't remember what wording they used. He pretty much like managed the coaches for that league.
That's cool. So it's essentially the league that he was playing for.
Not the league he was playing for, the league that they played for, like the U.S. league. He's like the director.
So he's like the guy that looked for him in the limo.
Kind of. Okay. But that guy, I think, just worked for Hendrix.
Yeah, that was funny. But we'll get to that in just a sec. Now, let me ask you part 3. Because part 3 went heavy on the pranks.
Yes,
they're in dorms. Yeah, I figured you would. I figured you would like that.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. The ants.
The ants were hilarious.
Them taking liquid nitrogen and freezing everything.
Yeah, was hilarious.
I mean, completely inaccurate. Me and you have both been around that. Yeah. And you would not just hold the hose.
No. No. But you know, thinking of it, because keep in mind, like I said, I was about the age of, because you know the Miami guy that can't stop. Yeah. You know that's Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Yes. Okay, so I was about that age, so I thought most of the stuff was like legit. Like I thought you could.
Oh really?
Yeah. Again, movie magic was like huge.
I mean, I believe that if I watched it if I watched it at that age,
you're gullible, man. You're gullible. I would have believed too.
I think there's still some adults that would still believe that.
Yes, people are gullible. So. I just had to, I knew you would like the pranking. For sure I knew you would like the pranking because I don't know how else to say it, but you like that silly shit. Yeah. You like it. Like I
like silly shit.
Yeah, he does. You know, like he just likes goofy, stuff like that.
Stupid comedies.
Yes. Like all those like teenage films where like we're just say like fart jokes and stuff. This fool, number one. So I knew he was gonna like at least that. In theater. and then you had like the whole issue with like Charlie not being captain, and he's always been captain. Like they had like all these like little.
When he gave him his C, oh man,
it got you.
I was so touched. Yeah, but nothing had me going like when the Bash Bros were reunited. Yeah, I don't know how you put this movie below. I get Sandlot because that was special to you as a kid. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. But to put it below Little Giants?
It's because Little Giants was also very, very... To me, it's a really well done film. Like, it's a... Yeah. Versus, like, this, to me, was like...
All top 5 of these are.
Yeah, this fucker. So, like, to me, the Little Giants
like an episode.
The Little Giants was like, to me, looked like an actual film. Like it was like it was done correctly, like the comedy where it needed to be, the seriousness where it needed to be, the girl power movement where it needed to be. You know how it's just funny because we always talk about how we don't like that.
But Little Giants did it right.
That's what I'm saying. It does.
It wasn't like in your face. It was just like hell yeah.
Correct. Like you were like like they sat there and portrayed this girl like a girl, not like, oh, this girl needs to be treated differently. Yeah. That's where the difference is. And that's what we said last time. And excuse me. And to me, it's just all around well done film versus D3. To me, it's just, again, it's a direct to video cheese ball, like where they were just trying to like
you have real problems with direct to video.
It was a cash grab. It was just trying to get
a wonderful cash grab.
and by all means, I love it too. Don't get me wrong. But I think Little Giants, the Little Giant scene where he's in his little go-kart. Yeah. Trying to beat him to Spike. Yeah. Hilarious, dog. It's hilarious.
It is, but
Rick Moranis in a go-kart. Like you can't make this stuff up. It's hilarious. You know what I mean? And then he gets there and the dude is hauling around a refrigerator. What kind of a kid is walking around with a refrigerator on his back?
It makes me think of The Rock in Baywatch.
Yes. Yeah. And then the dad just goes and he starts doing chin-ups off of it. Yeah. Bro, like it's just so stupid and funny, like when it needed to be, and then super serious when it also needed to be. Like also when the dad. Again, we're talking about Little Giants when the other coach, the brother of Rick Moranis, Ed O'Neill, he knocks himself out of a window when he's trying to record a famous play. Like it's just me, that's what I like.
When was the last time you watched all 3 of the Ducks movies back to back?
Every time I watch them. You can ask, my wife is right here. Look at her. Every time I watch one, I gotta watch all 3. Just like Back to the Future.
Man, I don't know how you put it like that, huh? It amazes me.
I have to. If I watch one, I watch.
You know what it
all
was?
3.
You know what it really is for me? I was so emotionally involved in these characters by the 3rd film that it can be no less than 3rd.
Yeah, I get you.
All the other ones, I know they have other Sandlot movies.
Yes,
They have
no,
like
I would
5 of them.
I specifically said
One.
I'm never ever gonna make this guy watch those other shows because I've actually watched them, and I forced my wife to watch them, and she just look at that. You could see never again. Well, even me would ever watch those films ever again, and I have the hugest heart for The Sandlot.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, like I always say, character development. I like the character development.
I get you.
And so I was so involved in these characters that I can't prefer Sandlot because I felt like Sandlot had a perfect ending. I felt like Little Giants had a perfect ending.
Yeah, well, keep in mind, Sandlot, just so you understand, the Sandlot sequels have nothing to do with these guys.
Talk about cash grab.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 of them.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with any of these.
There's 4 more besides the first one.
Yeah, I know.
And I only know that because as I peruse the shelves of Best Buy.
Yeah, trust me. Monsa and I, we watched the other ones. But I will say that Sandlot, I think it does have great character development because I can almost guarantee you can name every single one of those kids' names and almost at least have one of their, like, a tagline for each one of them.
I can't.
There's a good chance you probably do, just buried in there.
Yeah, maybe if we went on camera.
Just alone, you have obviously you know his. Yeah. It's the easiest one.
But it's not even just that. It's hard to get. I read a lot of books. Yeah, and the reason people get so emphatic over books is because it takes you hours to read a book.
Yeah, but
any given book you read, no, let me finish.
But you're watching a movie, man.
Any given book you read, you're going to spend at least 4 hours reading it. Even if you're a really fast reader, I finished books in 4 hours. I think I finished a Harry Potter book in like 6-7 hours. Mm-hmm. So even that, you're getting more and more involved in the characters. So in a movie franchise, you're getting more and more involved in the characters.
Yeah.
So even if the movie isn't up to par, it's you're involved in the characters. And that's why my wife loves TV shows so much. It's because she gets involved with the characters. And we've talked about that.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that's 2 completely different forms of medium. You're talking about, okay, if books are like that, then I will be like most of the people that will argue Lord of the Rings don't ever watch the movie. Just read the books.
No, Lord of the Rings. Oh, let's not even open that can.
I'm just saying, Harry Potter, they say the same thing. Don't watch the movies. The books are way better.
Because they got so involved.
I think you've even told me about Twilight. Twilight is way better in book than it is on film.
Yes.
But that's not what we're discussing here. We're discussing the film aspect.
I was saying as an example.
I know, but what I'm getting at is there's 2 different forms of media. The movie is supposed to be in and out within an hour, 2 hours, at the most 3 hours. You're supposed to know everything that happens, everything that goes on, and that's it.
No, because that's why we have movie franchises. It's because you get involved with it. If Iron Man died in the first Iron Man, no one would cry in the theater. It'd be like, oh, that's how that ends. And that's it. Like, hey, did you hear Iron Man died? No one would be like, shock and awe.
We're talking about Mighty Ducks, a kid's movie. We're not talking about these multi-billion-dollar franchises that are expecting us to want to learn more about these. Well, not learn more, because most of the stuff you already know from comics and stuff. But what I'm getting at is you want to know where else they're going with it, but that's because that's how they're made.
I'm not gonna lie.
These movies weren't made like that. My
favorite part of The Sandlot was the ending.
Mighty Ducks Part 1, it wasn't supposed to be a Part 2. Yeah. Thankfully there was.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So all these movies, they're supposed to end. Movies are supposed to end. It wasn't until like certain franchises that happens, but that's a whole nother case. We're only discussing at this point the Mighty Ducks, Sandlot, and stuff like that.
I know, but my point is that because we watch these characters for 3 movies, you have these characters for 6 hours versus 2 of the Sandlot. Yes, you have a nostalgic attachment to the Sandlot.
Yeah.
I get that. But watching them all for the first time.
No, but I'm saying you've argued this before. And I'm not necessarily sure if, in all honesty, we talk about this a lot. So I don't really know if we've talked about this on camera or off camera, but I know we have talked about it. And what I'm getting at is movies are movies, man. You're supposed to just get in, love them, and then that's out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see them.
I disagree. I think if movies were just that, we wouldn't have a podcast.
I guess. But you still watch it and you finish it and you talk about it.
Yeah, but I mean...
I'm not trying to get immersed into like a... What's it called? I didn't want to get immersed into like single films like Waiting or anything like that. No, I just wanted to watch a film and get it over with. And
there's certain films like that. And I think... That's what I'm saying. I think Sandlot and Little Giants was like that. But I'm saying I lean towards films that keep expanding on characters. It's why I like Scooby-Doo so much. It keeps going.
I guess.
It keeps going.
Yeah,
it never ends. Yeah. And I love it. I like things like that.
Okay.
That's my point.
I get it. I basically, since you're arguing why you put Sandlot at the bottom, and that's fine.
It's not even at the bottom. It's 4.
No, I know, but I'm saying underneath those 3, but that's fine. I don't get why that argument came up.
I don't know either.
Is what I'm getting at. Because
tell us why in the comments.
Because we were talking about D3 and like I get it if that's Sandlot is underneath it. But for me, for sure, out of all the Mighty Ducks films, the second one is the best one because it has such a huge cast and they talked about every single one of them. Every single character.
They did too well.
Yeah, you've got to love every single one of the characters, which is funny because in the first one, they have a pretty big cast as well. And some of them didn't come back. And you probably didn't even remember, like Jesse's brother didn't come out from the first one. Yeah. Which was weird. Like, where in the world did his brother go? Yeah. The Oreo line, which is slightly racist.
Yeah, very. Not slightly.
You know?
Very.
So you have but it was weird because the first one, it was really great. Because it was the story of like
it was like more Gordon's story.
Yeah, it was like a redemption tale for him.
Yeah. Versus the second one was more about the kids.
Correct. I agree with that.
And the second one only has one flaw in my mind.
What's that?
No Hans.
No, he does?
No, you have his brother.
Really?
Yeah, the first one it's Hans. And Gordon goes and talks to him, and he's like, oh, there's only one person that sneaks in at this hour while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew it was you. And then the second one, it's Hans's brother. Because Gordon asked, he goes, hey, where's Hans? And he said he went to visit their mother, I believe.
Really?
I believe.
Okay.
I know you're fact-checking me.
I am, because I've always remembered him as Hans. But you could be... I'm not gonna get that quick.
Yeah, because I mean, it was nice still.
Because it's Jean. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so I've always remembered it as Jean.
And that to me was the only fault.
But I liked him too. Because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even tell the difference.
He was thinner.
I really couldn't tell the difference. And to me it was mainly because the only real big thing he did in this film is where he's like, you have to get back to your roots. Yeah. To Bombay.
Yeah, I didn't like the regression of Bombay. He went... So in the first movie, he went from a dick. Let's be honest. He was a dick. Yeah. He didn't care about anyone.
Yeah.
And then he, fell in love with the kids. And then it's only a year later, and once again, he's going back to dick again.
No, well, not necessarily, because first he comes back after he got injured from playing in the league. Because he was gonna try out for the league. He got in the league. He started playing, and then he's still okay up to where they get him as the
Yeah, once he gets the Hendricks scholarship sponsorship.
Yeah, that's when he starts to become addicted. So it's like not necessarily right out the gate. No, at the beginning he's still all for the kids. He still has the little duck whistle and everything. But it's not until he starts thinking about
the duck whistle. Yeah, is an amazing part in the first part of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they go through and they start doing the duck whistle. And I got really sad because I thought, is his name Tully? What's his name? The Bash Bro.
What you talking about? The one from the first Fulton?
Yeah,
right?
Fulton. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I thought Tully.
I don't know.
That's Game of Thrones. Whatever. But I was really sad because I didn't see him. You know, they had everyone skating in line, and you saw Goldberg. You saw.
You're talking about in the first one.
Second.
The second one.
Okay. Yeah, when he goes around blowing the duck whistle.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm going.
Yeah, and he didn't show up, and then the kids are trying to tie up the string to trip them all, and then he shows up. Oh,
yeah,
it hit.
Yeah, it's at the very, very, very beginning. I know what you're talking about.
But I love the I love the duck call.
I love where they try to like portray him with like a really deep voice.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny. That's one of my favorite scenes in that movie. Is that right there?
And then, what was your favorite scene in the second movie?
My favorite scene all out of the whole movie is the knuckle puck.
Which one?
Specifically the one where he dresses up in Goldberg's uniform.
Ah.
Yeah.
The final knuckle puck.
That knuckle puck. And it's because any kid that grew up in this era knows if they had a stick and a puck, knows very damn well they tried to do that damn knuckle puck.
I'm not gonna lie, I tried to do a knuckle puck and I'd never seen the movies.
Yeah.
I just heard about it.
Yeah, it is hilarious because it does not exist.
Yeah.
But we all tried it. I know I did. And that's one of my favorite scenes. After that, I would have to say, and mainly because I guess because I'm short, but one of my other favorite scenes is the part where they the little Asian dude, woo woo. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Yan or whatever.
I remember it being something Kenny Wu.
Yeah,
Kenny Wu.
There we go.
Kenny Wu.
Can I just make myself sound racist?
A little bit. But
I can't remember. So
where he does the whole take off your gloves, lift up his shirt.
Yeah.
That was like dope.
I taught him that.
Yeah, I always thought that was the coolest thing. Like, I don't know. I always had the feels for it.
See, for me, I love the Bombay versus the Iceland coach.
The dentist.
Yeah, the dentist. I can't remember. They tell you his actual name, but I can't remember his actual name. Yeah. But I love that scene.
Yeah, no, where he does the triple deke and he hits him on the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a douche.
Yeah.
I
love Bombay talking shit to someone who deserves it.
Yeah.
Like when he hits and he scores it in on him, he goes, that wasn't even my triple deke.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Especially because this is, this dude's a douche. When he
the hairstyle?
When he kills the balloon.
Oh, I know.
For no reason. Like, why you gotta pop these dudes' beach ball?
And by the way, you owe me a beach ball.
Yeah.
Wonderful. The whole movie was great.
Yeah, I thought so. I loved, one of another, like, just a stupid little scene that I enjoyed is when they're playing Barbados and they're playing the little steel drums.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always thought that was... Okay, well, maybe I remember why. That was part of the trailer for the film.
Oh, really?
The little steel drums and and the because their uniform was like super full of colors, like it was almost like tie-dye. If I remember correctly, like it was just like splotches of colors.
I can't remember.
And on the cover of the VHS tape is the Mighty Ducks one, because when they do the face off, and it's both of them blowing bubblegum bubbles at each other, and the other one is the Barbados team.
Oh, so that's cool.
So that's why I've always had a fondness for that particular scene, because it really is just a small scene.
Yeah, it's
they literally they beat them in like a matter of like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's quack.
Yeah.
What I did notice was in the Big Green, their first soccer game that they play.
Yes.
They lose 17-0.
Yes, horribly.
In the Mighty Ducks, in the first game, they lose 17-0.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
And then the Mighty Ducks
Disney was not very creative with the big losing.
No, because in the Mighty Ducks 2, they lose to Iceland pretty badly outnumbered.
12-0.
No, I think they got one. Because remember, isn't that where Banks gets hurt? Because he gets one. He gets one in.
Yeah, you're right.
And then he gets hurt.
They smack his hand.
Man, and that's, it's funny. Just again, this is how movie magic works in my brain, I guess. anytime I thought I had hurt my wrist, I would just grab something and twist it like they do in that film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and for real, like it hurts. Like whenever you do hurt your wrist and you try that shit hurts, man. So yes, that's again movie brain.
Yeah.
But okay, so we haven't talked too much about the first one. We talked a lot about the second one.
The first one almost blends into the second for me.
It was almost seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a year gap,
but it wasn't that bad. Like it just goes in.
Yeah. It wasn't Back to the Future style. No. Like literally, boom, boom.
No.
It was boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But it was it was good. I mean, it was more about Bombay, and I think that's why it's number 2 for me. I'm not gonna lie, 2 and 3 or 1 and 3 are very close for me.
Wow. Okay, that's weird.
Well,
weird to me.
Well, it's just because it's not about the kids. The first one isn't about the kids. It's all about Bombay.
But
a little bit about the kids, but mainly about Bombay.
I think that's what I was supposed to be, though.
Yeah, and I get it.
And essentially, that's where you get this fondness for Bombay. Because in all the other 2 films,
you're fond towards them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And that's why it's number 2 on my list.
Yeah.
In my ranking of the Mighty Ducks, anyway. That's why it's number 2. It's because...
I get it. Trust me. It's my number 2 as well. For in the 1, 2, 3 Mighty Ducks, it's definitely 2, 1, 3.
Yeah, same 2, 1, 3.
I agree with you there. But
it's closer for me than you, I believe.
I love a lot of scenes in that film. I love so many scenes in that film. As soon as you told me, because, okay, he watched the Mighty Ducks, you guys, right? And he comes here and he's like, bro, did you know you can order a Mighty Ducks jersey? And I go, wait. Which one? Right? And he's like, oh, easily. And he shows me the phone. It's the Mighty Ducks 2 jersey. And I go, oh, I thought you were going to go 1. And he's like, no. He goes, wait a minute. What are you talking about? 1? I go, quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth.
Yeah.
That scene is always so hilarious. And my wife is here to attest. I do that on a almost regular basis. And I'm going to hold on. Let me tell you why. Because y'all are going to laugh. So my mom and my dad barely speak any English. My mom does speak more than my father. You know this. Everybody here knows this. My mom thought it was funny. He was a teenager. Right now, again, you guys know this. They may not. But I curse a lot way more than I do when we're doing these videos because Carlos told me not to cuss. Yeah. So my mom is used to me saying fuck a lot. And she says that when I say it so often because, that's the perfect cuss word, man, because it means so many different things. You can say it. You can say it back to back, literally mean 2 different things.
It's my favorite
It's a
word.
Verb, it's an adjective, it's everything. So I love it. So my mom...
It can be a noun.
Yeah, my mom being Spanish speaker, like, all of us in my family, I mean, she would say that I sound like... She would call me pato, which is duck. And I was like, why? And she goes, wasn't that what you're saying? Quack, 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 quack.
Yeah.
So anytime I think of,
which is funny because she just recently told this story.
Yes, she told you guys that. So to me, anytime I hear like F over back to back, or at least like twice or whatever, or even like watching a Samuel L. Jackson movie,
you go duck, 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 duck.
I go quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth every time. Yeah, like she's shaking her head.
See, I think my favorite scene in the first movie was like, are you really willing to fire me over a game?
Yeah.
Like, I love that scene.
Yeah. That's basically the same scene?
Yeah. But it's just...
different reasons.
Yeah. It's him finally turning and like...
Yeah.
Now the kids mean something to him.
Correct. And then immediately after, he goes to the school. I need to see all these kids. Oh, they're in this room.
Did you really quack at the principal?
Yes. But my favorite thing about that whole scene. Okay, you remember? I can't remember his name, but he looks like the typical New Yorker kid. dark hair.
Yeah, it's a little short, slick back.
Yes.
He didn't make a return.
Yeah, he didn't come back for the second one, correct. And in that scene, everybody's writing, I will not crack at the principal. I will not crack. But if you pay close attention, his is the only one that doesn't start at the top.
Yeah, it starts like halfway.
Dude, every time I see that, it makes me laugh so hard because I can only imagine. I never had to do that, but I can imagine that would have been me.
You know what it made me thought of? I wasn't gonna bring this up.
What's up?
But you know what it made me thought of?
What's up?
You remember when you had to use that 4-foot ladder?
Yes,
that is what it
is. Yes, yeah. They literally at work had to give me a 4-foot ladder because we were working. It was like 8 feet. It was the bottom of pipe was like 8 feet, and I couldn't reach what like.
You were the only one.
I was like the only one that couldn't reach, so they gave me a 4-foot ladder.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's like a little mini baby ladder, and I didn't care.
It's adorable. Yeah.
It's okay. Hey, I used it. My stuff came out clean. I'm saying that.
Advertising for yourself now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I remember that scene. I remember also the part where they're playing with the chemistry set balls. Well, right before they start quacking at the principal, they're all playing with like chemistry, like making atoms.
Yeah.
And there's like everybody's like having all this issues, and like they're all fighting and stuff. And there's like only one of them is like sitting there actually like trying to do their work.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, man, that would have been my dorky self. I didn't care about anything other than trying to figure out how these. Because I was really into science. Yeah. I was really into science, and then where Charlie doesn't have a seat because of it. Yeah, that's that whole scene. I love, man. I'm telling you, these films. They're you know that you're fond. You know of it. What's it? The TikToks.
What?
Where it's like that scene that lives forever rent free in my brain.
Yes.
Basically, these movies, man. I can watch them over and over again, and still.
There's so many.
Yeah. So,
what's up? I feel like we've adequately covered 90s sports movies.
I can keep going.
And you're really happy.
I can keep going.
What are we doing next episode?
Oh, man. You ain't got to bring me down like that, bro. You want me to say it, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. And then in the next episode, you guys, that's why he wants me to say it. And the very next episode, the movie, what is it? 5 movies that we're going to discuss is the Twilight series. And this is one of those movies where I hadn't watched it and he had. So now it's our turn to go ahead and discuss it on the next episode. Hopefully y'all are there. We thank you guys.
We understand if you're not.
Yeah.
But he's going to be mad, so come along.
Yeah. Yeah, this I literally, okay.
You can tell how this is going to go.
I watched the first film and I immediately called Carlos. I said, Carlos, are you ready? And he goes, what? And I go, are you ready to edit? I said, because I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to not cuss on this. That's why he's excited for this next one.
Yeah.
That was just watching the very first film. My wife is laughing. I know y'all can't really hear because she sat there and watched it with me and she knows the notes that I wrote. As a matter of fact, he knows one of them.
Yes.
He's already like,
yeah. That's
why he's pushing for it.
Now, keep in mind, the next 2 episodes are going to be different.
Yeah.
The same, but different.
Yeah, because it's both of them he's watched.
I've watched, he hasn't.
I haven't.
Both of them, y'all can tell by his face. He hates.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Okay, it's really hard for him. It's going to be really hard for him to find movies that I haven't watched.
That he doesn't hate.
That I don't already know I'm going to hate. Because I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that I already know I'm not going to like it, so why even watch it? Which sometimes, okay, I'm surprised. Sometimes there's movies
I can't think of one that I've told you that you've been surprised by.
No, not you, but in general. Like, for example, The Ugly Truth with
Gerard Butler. Katherine Heigl.
I didn't think it was going to be a good movie because Katherine Heigl I'm not the biggest fan of.
Yeah.
But that movie, you know this.
It's great.
My wife knows this. I love that film.
Yeah.
I think it's by far one of the dopest rom-coms I've ever seen. I gave it a chance. I wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? But It happens.
Yeah. I mean, these are going to be interesting. These are going to be, they're definitely not going to be, it's not like we're close to monetization, but they're not going to be monetized on YouTube.
Well,
either one of the next ones.
Well, if Carlos is really good at editing, maybe.
No, definitely not. He's not going to put that much time in for you. He's unpaid.
But our the audio podcast, oh man, that's going to be lovely for the people that get the raw audio.
Yeah, raw.
Yeah, man, raw.
Choke that.
Oh yeah, I got a raw hat. That's why he wants me to show. Where's the raw? It's this way. This way. Right.
Raw. Anyway, thank you for watching, listening. Please subscribe. Please like. Please download. I guess is what they call it on podcasts.
Yeah, if you
I guess we should know that, right?
Yeah, if you get it from like any like podcast services,
strictly
like,
audio.
Yeah, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, any one of those, they're gonna basically count as downloads just by listening to them, because I think that's how they work.
Yeah.
I'm really not too sure.
We do this for fun.
Yes, but definitely thank you. Like you said, thank y'all. Hopefully y'all will like the next episode, because I know he's gonna enjoy the living crap out of it.
It's torture, and it wasn't even my idea.
Yeah,
it was his idea.
I said it because I figured get it out the way, because I wasn't gonna make him watch them. I know deep down inside you were eventually gonna be like, you know what you haven't watched?
Yeah, if this thing goes well, and we're doing this for years, eventually we're both gonna make each other watch some horrendous films.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but I knew you were gonna throw it out eventually, and I said, let me do it before he even gets a chance. Yeah. So I did. I threw both the next series. I threw upon myself.
Back to back.
I'm not gonna lie. I regret it.
Back to back.
But it's okay. I'm gonna commit. We're gonna talk about it. I know people might love what I say or hate what I say, but at the end of the day, it's my opinion, and it's the same thing for you. Like you got your opinion, and I love it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. We have an Instagram page, addtotillistpodcast.com. We have a Facebook page, addtotillistpodcast.com. We have a website, addtotillistpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Everything is Added to the List Podcast.
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook.
And you know you're on the right page when like pretty much everything is purple.
Yeah, if it's purple, you found us.
You're good.
Oh, gonna get demonetized for a gun finger.
Nah.
Finger gun.
Oh, really? That's the thing?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've been doing it a lot. So,
Carlos, can you blur this?
Yeah. But thank you guys. Everything. Once again, appreciate all the love and the hate. And thank
everything.
Yeah, anything. Even
really. If you hate it, you still watched it. Thank you.
Thank you. So we appreciate it. And thank you for our audience, because for the first time we actually had more than one person. Thank you, Carlos, for being here. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Montse. Being as quiet as possibly can.
Kind of.
We appreciate it.
Y'all are on that Carlos level.
And we definitely want to say this has been Added to the List Podcast with Evelio and
Larry.
And we'll see you on the next one, you guys.
Until next time, Twilight.
Oh, wrong hand.